Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys of Magic. This is Hunter and Shane. Say what up, Shane.
What's up, nerds?
We are back doing another episode of our weekly wrap-up series called Resolving the Stack. We're going through and taking a look at all of the Magic the Gathering news for the week of 5/18 to 5/24, 2025. Shane, you
Whoa,
excited?
that's the date? Oh my god.
That's the date of the week that was, aka today being the 24th of May, and the previous week. But before we get started, I just want to remind everybody, if you like this series, hit the like button. It really lets us know that we should continue resolving the stack of news that was. And also subscribe if you haven't already, because you don't want to miss out on all the videos that we're putting out all the time. So, yeah, just do that too. But let's go ahead and just talk about the news of the week, Shane. First and foremost, this is another story that just keeps continuing. Obviously, its Final Fantasy spoilers are continuing.
They sure are.
They
And they
sure
will be
are.
the rest of the month.
One more week.
One more
One
one
more
more week. I
week.
guess that's true.
One more week of spoilers. But it's pretty cool. I mean, we've got some cards on the screen here that are pretty powerful.
Yeah, the crystal cycle seems pretty good. Cheap stuff, cheap.
Buster Sword was a very good one. I mean,
Buster Sword was a very good one.
just seeing some reprints in the extra Through the Ages bonus sheet is also very good. Just uniquely designed cards, once again pushing that power level to a point that we haven't seen before. But hey, expected nothing less from this biggest set they've been anticipating for a long time, right?
Yeah, we really didn't expect literally anything less. I knew they were trying to just blow the doors out of this set, and seems to be shaping up that way. Very strong cards. I was just gonna say, tons of commanders.
Tons of commanders. Tons. We're not done yet. I think we're at 146 legendaries.
60 more.
I think we're getting to 160. I'm saying it 10 per game. So 14 more. We got one more week of spoilers, so we'll see if that adds up. But Shane, speaking of Final Fantasy, let's move on to the next story of the week. That is Scryfall, actually. Our favorite database when it comes to all Magic the Gathering have added a new thing where you can now just straight up search for Final Fantasy cards by what game they belong to. I think that's an awesome feature.
Gonna be very convenient for people that actually know the games, because I don't know any of the games.
No, I don't know the games either, but if someone at home knows the games and if they have a favorite game, they're like, I just want to build a deck around my favorite game. Now you can see what cards are specifically from those games.
That's true.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
hmm Very creative, very unique. Scryfall, that's why they are the best. Every time you see any kind of cards on screen, where do we get them? Scryfall.
Hashtag not an ad.
Not an ad. We just love Scryfall. And if you're looking for a card yourself, use their advanced feature, search for the game. So, hey,
Makes deck building very easy.
it does, and it's so convenient. I cannot stress that enough. But let's move on to the next story, Shane. This one's an MTG Arena. They've fixed reprints. You want to explain this one a little bit?
Yeah, I saw this article and I thought it was really interesting, at least from a game like design standpoint. They've had a really weird issue where I'm sure if you played Arena, you're collecting multiple cards from, or like let's say we'll collect the same card from different sets. So this what we're looking at right now is like 4 different versions of Opt, and it's very annoying because you're like, I only have 2 from this set, 1 from this set, and sometimes they just mix and match. But they're getting rid of that, and they're gonna make it to where you can just kind of change the skins, which is very convenient. So now you don't have to have every Opt from every set that you want to use if you want to have all the same art. I thought that was very clever, convenient, and I think it's just a win for the players, which is I'm always here to see. I love it when they make it easier for like us, the player, to express the way that we want to show our decks off.
Yeah, so if you just have an opt from across different sets, you now just automatically unlock 4 versions of that one art, right?
Yeah, it's nice. You don't have to clutter up and be like, well, I already got all these. Cool.
It's my favorite thing is when you play against uh, a person and you see a card and you're like, wait, what is that card? Oh, it's the same card they just played.
Yeah, that's a cool
Yeah.
little thing. I guess it also helped the database, like looking through the article. It kind of was a problem in their database because so many different card types and like keeping track of things. So I guess it just made everything easier.
Yeah, I think so too. And you know what? I'm here for easy, convenient, and whenever they do that, yeah,
Yeah, I like
just keep
intuitive things.
just keep going.
Yeah.
The next news story I'm actually excited about. I'm a comic book reader myself, but there is a new Magic comic book coming this year. This one is called Untold Stories Elspeth. It is being produced by Dark Horse Comics, one of the bigger comic producers in the game. And I'm excited because I had the Boom comics. Those weren't really part of Magic canon, I guess you could say. They were just kind of their own kind of story of like, hey, what if this happened? This, on the other hand, it's exclusive. It's an adaptation of an unpublished story from the Theros Beyond Death expansion set right after Elspeth died, right before she became an angel. They are expanding on that, so this is an actual story. It's coming out September 10th, and it's a 4-part series. So I'm excited, and they have plans to do more of these kind of stories after the Elspeth.
Really cool. I like it. I think the
Yeah.
Magic story's a good one. So seeing it in art form like this is awesome, dude.
Yeah, and obviously this is the 3 various covers you can pick up for issue number 1. I think all 3 are pretty great covers.
Ooh, you know what I thought about? I know it's coming out in September, but you think they're gonna have some kind of spoilers at Comic-Con? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
Dark
Maybe
Horse
a
is always at
little.
Comic-Con.
They are, yeah. So stay tuned, I guess, in July
Yeah,
and see if this picks up any traction. Very well could. But Shane, that was it. That's all the news stories.
short,
And now
sweet.
it's time to go ahead and get to the community spotlight.
Okay.
We got some pretty cool ones this week. So our favorite thing to do is go around the community and pluck out a couple of different things that we think are relevant to talk about. This first one comes from user MRB Alters. Once again, we've seen this person on the channel before. They've done another kind of Dr. Seuss card. This one is Ristic Study. And if you're curious, I will read it. It says, you just played a spell. Now we're all having fun. Just one quick question. Will you pay the one? It's very clever.
I love this. I love this so much.
I do too. Unfortunately, I think we've had this discussion last time, is they won't probably make this into like a secret layer just because it changes the text box. But we all know that they're awesome. These are awesome altars.
I know it changes the text box, but like, it's literally telling you what the card does, and the same argument for secret layers that have no text box. I could see this happening. I would love to see this happen.
Yeah, to be fair, the text box on those ones that have no text box are usually on the back. But I mean, maybe,
On the
yeah,
back
just
then.
throw it on the back.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, I'm here for it. It's awesome. Keep making these altars, MRB, and we will keep showcasing them
Because I love them.
because they're fun to rhyme. Ristic Study. Next up comes from user Snuffs. They got a tattoo of Elish Norn, Mother
No
of
way.
Machine. Yeah, look at that. That is
Pretty
that is a
tough.
that's a that is a tattoo. You can that is good art right there. Whoever
I
the
like it.
artist was, they really nailed exactly that art.
Yeah.
So,
It reminds me of like what was that printing version? Like the ink or the oil
mm-hmm,
slick.
mm-hmm,
I think that's actually one of the printings. The oil
yeah,
slick printing.
it's it's really cool.
Pretty, pretty
Um,
crazy.
it is, and that brings up the question, Shane. I think we had this last time we saw a magic tattoo. If you were to get a magic tattoo off the top of your head, what do you think you would actually get? I know you probably won't, but what would you maybe get? Something related to blue?
Mm, I feel like if I were to get a tattoo of magic, it would be just like a counterspell art, probably.
Counterspell
Because
art.
that's probably like my most played blue spell.
Yeah,
The
probably. I
OG
mean,
counterspell with like
with
the
the guy.
mage doing the weird like hand
Yeah,
finger thing. Yeah.
yeah, that would be hilarious. I'd probably get something Boros, maybe like the signet or
Really? I was figuring you're gonna
talisman.
get like a Johnny or something. Something like the lion.
Maybe. Johnny is cool. I think I don't know who's my favorite planeswalker. It used to be Gideon, and then Gideon died. So I'm
You
just
can still have
gone.
a favorite if they're dead, dude.
Hey, maybe Elspeth. That's why I'm picking up the comic. But speaking of what I kind of mentioned, Talisman, we're moving on to the next community spotlight. It's the final one of the day. This is from user Crafter of Wonders. They made this. It's a cool necklace. It's made out of copper, brass, and vitreous enamel. They plan on making all 19 of them from Dan Frazier's art. You can follow along at their TikTok, which is also just at Crafter of Wonders. But this is awesome.
Damn. This is really cool.
Yeah.
I can see this in like a shadow box, like hanging next to the card itself. That'd be rad.
Yeah. This is
I like how this
this
is
is what
presented.
I absolutely love that they did with the Boros first, you know?
Yeah.
Best color combination magic.
Oh, you're so biased.
Hey, it's pretty cool. I'm here for it, and yeah, I would buy this.
Yeah, this is very, very artistic. I like it, and I'm sure people in the community would like it and pick it up. They were
Definitely.
selling them.
But yeah, that concludes this week of resolving the stack. Shane, quick, easy, to the point. Just a little bit of news story today. Like I said in
Yeah.
the previous videos, these kind of slow down a little bit during spoiler season because even though I feel like Magic doesn't want to push that much news, they still do anyways. So that's why we continue to make these videos.
True.
But yeah, that's it. Hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because once again, you do not want to miss out on all the videos we are putting out constantly. And in the description, you'll find links to all of our social media accounts. Follow us on those as well if you haven't done so already. And comment down below. What do you guys think of these news stories? Are you excited for that comic book? I am. It's going to be cool. And any other news stories that we talked about today. Interested to hear your guys' opinions on them. And on the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, check the link in the description as well and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Aaron Hill,
Brian Ganella,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian.
and Thrifty PSGR.
You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye bye.